In this video, we'll talk through the setup of a shipping method that calculates rates real time. And this works when a customer arrives at a checkout in your TotalSnapShop. A query is sent over the internet to a shipping processor at a shipping company, and it sends the following information. So the origin of the package, so the seller's address, the customer's shipping address, the destination, and some details about the package, including the weight. And what will come back is a series of shipping services that are available and the rates, the costs for those services. And these are then displayed through to the checkout for the customer. So the benefits for calculating the shipping rates real time are that you don't have to upfront determine rates and rules for 65 different locations within your TotalSnapShop. And secondly, greater cost predictability. You know that the values coming back reflect the actual cost of shipping, both for yourself and the customer. Now, before we go ahead and create the shipping method within the TotalSnapShop, there are some prerequisites. First of all, we need to decide which shipping company we want to use, and the four there you can see are the ones supported out of the box with TotalSnapShop. We're going to use UPS for this example. Next, we want to look at that particular shipping company and work out which shipping services we want to use. Now, it may well be that you want to use more than one, and within the TotalSnapShop, you map one shipping method to one shipping service from a company, so you might need to set up more than one shipping method. For this example, we'll just pick one, and we're going to use the UPS second-day air service. Next, you need to sign up for an account. For UPS, this is done on their portal. And once the account is created, we'll need to also request a developer API access key. So this then gives us 4 pieces of information that we then need to put into the TotalSnapShop when we're creating the shipping method. And lastly, determine the level of discount you can qualify for, because at the end of the day, we're looking for rates that are as competitive as possible with other sites. So these are often referred to as negotiated rates. For this example, we'll use published or non-discounted rates. Okay, now we have those 4 pieces of information, we can go ahead and create our shipping method. So we're already logged in here as the TotalSnapShop vendor administrator, and I can reach this through the TotalSnap editor, selecting I want to change and choosing shopping cart, and then clicking log into vendor account. You can see here that I don't currently have any shipping methods set up, so I'm going to go to shipping methods and add shipping method. I'm going to give this a name. I'm going to choose TotalSnap second day air and a delivery time. And remember that both of those 2 pieces of information are visible to the customer in the checkout. I'm going to specify a lower and upper bound for the weight limit for which this shipping method is applicable. I'm going to choose this to be real time, and I'm going to select the shipping service that I want to use. So this is UPS second day air. I'm going to select the taxes that are applicable to the shipping method. I'm going to allow this to be available to all user groups and visitors from all locations. And I'm going to create that. And what that does is it now gives us this second tab called Configure. And this is where we now specify those 4 pieces of information that we've got from the shipping company, from UPS. So my developer API access key goes there, along with my username, the password for accessing the account, and then the account number goes in here in the shipper number. My pickup type is daily pickup, and I'm shipping packages. So those are the settings. Now I can test that that's all working by coming back to the General tab, by specifying a weight, and by clicking test. And that will now make a query off to UPS, and I can see that, yeah, that's worked. I've actually got a rate returned. Now, one quick thing to note here is that it uses the store overall address as the origin and destination here. So this won't necessarily match your vendor address or a particular customer destination. It's just a quick check just to verify that the API call and your settings are working. Now, there are 2 additional pieces to look at around discounting or marking up your rate. If you wanted to add an additional amount to the rate returned from UPS, you could do that on this panel. This is one of 2 places. And you could either specify, for example, a $5 additional amount, absolute, or you could specify that you want an additional 5% of the item's cost, not the shipping rate that's returned, to be added to the shipping rate value. I'm going to leave this as 0 for our example. I'm going to come back to the General tab and I'm going to save and close that. The second area where you can choose to either discount or mark up the rates returned is through the vendor account. So if we go to the vendor author 2 and the shipping discount tab, we could now choose to discount that rate returned by a particular amount. And this maybe you might be happy to reduce an amount that you're getting out of the item cost to discount the shipping rate so that they look more competitive to a customer. Again, for this example, I'm going to leave that as 0. So that's it. That's our shipping method set up. Let's have a look at how that looks to a customer. So I'm going to go to my Author 2 TotalSnap site, click Buy Now. I'm going to add an item into my cart, and I'm going to proceed through to the checkout. Now I have an already registered customer here set up who is based in Parksville in British Columbia. So when I now come through to the checkout page, we can see that we have a rate returned for second day air, and we can see that that's shipping to an address in British Columbia. So that's it. That's what a customer will see on the checkout when they're proceeding through for a purchase.